Hey everyone, so today we're going to tackle a trig identity that, at first glance, looks like an absolute beast. It really is a classic kind of puzzle. It seems impossibly tangled up, but as you're about to see, it unravels into something so simple. So just take a look at this. We're starting with this mess of tangents and cotangents, all wrapped up in fractions. It looks pretty gnarly, right? But what if I told you this whole thing, this entire expression, boils down to one clean, beautiful line? Well, that's the journey we're going on right now. And yeah, I get it. A problem like this can look super intimidating, but think of it less like a math test and more like a logic puzzle. The real challenge is just about finding the right moves, the right sequence to untangle all of these mathematical knots. And here it is. This is our starting point. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to simplify this expression tangent theta over 1 minus cotangent theta plus cotangent theta over 1 minus tangent theta. Let's figure out how to break this thing down. Okay, so you can't solve a puzzle without a strategy, right? Instead of just jumping in and trying random things, we're going to be methodical. Let me lay out the exact game plan we're going to use to make this totally manageable. So here it is, our four-step plan. First, we're going to get all the terms speaking the same language. We'll unify them. Second, we'll simplify what we get. Third, and this is the fun part, we're going to use a really powerful algebraic formula to basically unlock the whole thing. And finally, we'll reveal its simple final form. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, time to put that plan into action. Let's start breaking this puzzle down one piece at a time. So the first clever move here is to get everything on the same page. We're going to rewrite this whole expression using only cotangent. And to do that, we're going to focus on that second term and replace the 1 minus tan theta in the denominator using a handy little identity. Now, how can we do that? Well, it's all thanks to this core trig identity. Tangent is just 1 over cotangent. It's the reciprocal. This super simple rule is the first key we need to start rewriting and simplifying our puzzle. Okay, so after we swap out that tangent, a little bit of algebraic shuffling makes our denominators look almost identical. Did you see it? They're just off by a negative sign. This is perfect. By just pulling that negative sign out front, we can smush everything together over one single common denominator. We are so close. The denominator is all unified, but look, we've still got one lonely tangent hanging out up in the numerator. So let's use our rule again and convert that to 1 over cotangent. And now every single piece of this puzzle is in terms of cotangent. We can finally start cleaning up that messy numerator. And after that little bit of algebraic cleanup, something really cool happens. Our numerator simplifies into 1 minus cotangent cubed. And this is awesome, because it reveals a classic pattern you might remember from algebra class, the difference of cubes. And just as a quick refresher, here's that rule. This factoring formula, this is the special key we've been looking for. It's going to let us break apart that numerator in a way that is just incredibly useful. So when we apply that formula, our numerator expands out. And would you look at that? The 1 minus cot theta term in our new numerator cancels out perfectly with the denominator below it. Poof! Gone. This is that magic moment where all the complexity just melts away. And that right there, that cancellation, that is our aha moment. We have officially broken the back of this problem. The hardest part is totally over, and now we are on the home stretch to our final answer. So after that big cancellation, this is what we're left with. It's a much friendlier looking expression, isn't it? Since there's just one term in the denominator, we can now split this whole thing up into 3 separate, way simpler fractions. And each little piece is so much easier to handle on its own. And now for the final phase of our strategy. It's a classic move. When in doubt, convert everything back to the absolute fundamentals of trigonometry, sine and cosine. It's pretty much a foolproof way to get to the final simplification. Okay, let's follow these final steps. After we split the fraction, we had 1 plus cotangent plus tangent. Now we convert all of those into their sine and cosine parts. Once you get a common denominator, you'll see a very famous pair show up in the numerator. Sine squared plus cosine squared. And thanks to the Pythagorean identity, we know that just equals 1. That's the final piece of the puzzle. Which brings us here. After all that work, all that untangling and simplifying, we get this beautiful, simple answer. 1 plus secant theta cosecant theta. It's just incredible how much simplicity was hiding inside all of that initial complexity. So let's just pause for a second and appreciate that journey.
We started with what looked like total chaos, but just by applying a clear strategy and a few key rules, we found this really elegant structure hidden inside.
You know, this whole process reminds me of this fantastic quote. The whole point wasn't to make things harder. It was to peel back all those complicated layers to find the simple truth that was sitting there the whole time. And really, that's the big idea to take away here. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other things in the world that seem impossibly complex are really just simple patterns, just waiting for us to find the right key to unlock them? Thanks so much for diving into this with me.